So this is an old canvas. I did a bunch of transparent things and tried to do some interesting swipes over it, but I loved what the colors did. It was a lot of fun to play with these transparents and see all the amazing things they can do. But it's not a good enough painting, and it's such an expensive canvas, at least for me anyway. It's a good quality one. So I'm going to repaint on this, and we're going to do something inspired by Sara Taylor and Jessica, who I watch all the time religiously. And then I always forget, I gotta watch more Sara Taylor. So I love the idea of combining their styles with the cloud over pour or the cloud under. In this case, I'm going to be using satin enamel in the white from a leftover seal bottle that I have, which is satin enamel Artist Loft. And that from 2022 was so sealed, so tight. It doesn't smell. It's perfect. It's right here in this little thing. You see, I got this much cloud mix and this much of my regular pillow paint, which I'm also going to have to really water down. To do a Sara Taylor style, your paints need to be a lot thinner. I noticed that. So we're going to give this a try, and hopefully we'll get somewhere. I'll try to pause because I still can't get my tripod to turn sideways and look down at the painting, which is really a shame. Even bought another thing, but it's so close, the camera would literally be impeding my ability. I have to find something to put it on top of, and I will. I promise. One day, you're going to see me do the whole thing. Okay. One sec. Okay, so I want to show you the consistency. Sorry, my fingers. Here's the cloud pour. It hasn't even been touched yet. It just came right out of the jar like this. Look how thin it is. That's the Artist Loft. And here's my pillow paint. And it's, let me see if I can show you. It's a lot thicker. Let's put it that way. I mean, it looks thin, but it's not. So it needs a little more water. And I'm going to add that to that. And then we're going to get it to be the same consistency as this, which has been just biding its time for 2 years in a jar that I could barely open. So thank God for those jars. It's sealed tight. This is what I call my seal white, which is satin enamel Artist Loft. And it's right from Deco Art satin enamel. So it's pure white. And that doesn't matter because we're putting a lot of color on this painting. We're going to use all these crazy things and a whole lot more. Maybe some over here, maybe some over there. We got lots of options, guys. I've been trying to spoon this this special one in a cup right here. This is a purple that I got all the lumps out of, and it took a while, but I added Floetrol to it because some of these things need to be redone. Here's the bloom on this one. Look. If it's not covered, it may not be salvageable. Anyway, if it's a small amount like this, it's not the end of the world, but we gotta really tighten these. And I like to use every little bit of paint. I'm not a rich person. This is already a hobby I probably shouldn't be doing. It's too expensive for me. But I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. And this is my thing that I do to stop myself from screaming. Anyway, thanks to everyone who has ever shown any interest in this. I really appreciate it. I know there's a lot of artists out there way better, but this is my journey. And I think you never know. I might get good at this one day. Okay. This is going to be a long video because I'm going to stop in between and show you all the stages. I tinted some of the satin enamel white with some purple just so I would know where it was. Because I put the white down and it did a good job filling everything, but I haven't moved it or anything. And I don't want a huge amount of pillow paint in this. This is not a bloom. We're going to be putting down a lot of colors, but just so you know, that's what that purple is. Okay, so just showing you all the colors I'm putting down so far. At the last minute, I decided to swipe the whole thing and not leave any open areas. So because it was put down so messily. But the last portion of the swipe, I'm hoping, will be picked up by the movement when I move it around, and the pearl, the satin enamel will affect this part, like you see it doing with the white around there. You can see the regular, I used black, white, and gold as my cell activators because those colors weren't really in there. So I wanted everything, and this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to start tilting. Really wish I'd had someone helping me to make these videos, but anyway, let me put you down. This is, I haven't played with it completely yet. This is just me doing off the sides. There's little lumps I got to take care of, but I wanted you to see what the tilting process produced, because we have both satin enamel down as a base as well as the regular bloom, watered down bloom base. And then we have all these colors that I added over top of each other and then swiped with gold, white, and black cell activated. But look, there's even some iridescence in here. It's not ridiculous, but it's looking that way in some places. But wow, I'm not finished playing with the composition of this one. So we're not done here. There's a lot of work still to play with, and that's what I'm going to do for a bit. So I'm spinning off. I have to get some of that white off. There's a lot. But I'm so happy with everything. I don't care. It's very loose on top, so this is what I'm doing. Okay. Here we are. I've spun and tilted and spun it from the middle on the spinner. It's a bit crazier than I hoped because I had so many colors on there and so many cell activators, but ultimately we did get a little negative space here, which doesn't bother me. Makes me happy there's a little bit of white up here to kind of move the eye. The purples just did some amazing things, along with the blue, the black cell activator. Where it's subtle with the gold, it's a beautiful thing. I think it's going to dry really stellar. There's a lot of sparkle in this thing. It's so pretty. It's not what I was exactly going for, but at the same time, with this size canvas and all that paint, I should have known that they were all going to just flood out and, splay out, and then I'd have to tilt and try to keep the parts I liked. I love this little bikini over here. Most people don't like that, but I do because it's got these cool little color things inside them. Over here you have like the shimmers, and this is the result of all the spinning. So these were cells, they were perfect, but I spun them, made them wonky, but I don't care because look at all this, and this, and this, and this, and then more cells over here. Again, very weird, I know, but my color choices were a bit haphazard. I just kind of did what I see Sara doing, which is put every friggin' color on there. There's some iridescent ballet slipper throughout this. You'll see it. It's very iridescent. Anyway, this is the whole painting. This is a long video, and I'm sorry about that, but look, I got a new subscriber. She wanted to see my work, I think. So if she DMs me, I will give her my address again, Lynn, if that's your name, because I know it's not on there anymore because we were watching a live feed from wonderful Jessica Winterstrom. But yeah, it's not on there anymore. So let me know if you want to connect. And this is okay. It's not everything I wanted. It's all a little busy in the middle. I could probably stretch it out, but I'd lose most of these cells just to gain a few in the middle. And they won't be, good cells because they've been just moved around too much. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. And when it dries, I think it's going to be amazing. And so just pause for 1 second. I'll show you the dried result of the other one. Okay, so this is the one I did the last time I made a video. And here it is dry, and as you can see, the gold did some beautiful stuff. As they dry, some of the cells look even more distinctive, or the lines that were cells, and I think it worked out beautifully. The gold is so um, layered on top of the black and the white. See, there's 3 cell activators all the time. I use 3. Almost never use 1. And I love this sort of organic piece, like I mentioned last time. It doesn't look like it doesn't look intentional, yet it was. This was covered in black paint, but I scooped, or I made such big cells or a big swipe that I made it too big, and all the black just kind of went to the end. But eventually you get somewhere the black stays, and you got to remember to not use such big swipes. Use small ones because they stretch and they make huge things. This was a tiny little thing of cells. Look how big it is now. So this was the other one, and yeah, happy with that too. I'm not sure if this will change, if I took enough paint off so that the pearl satin enamels will do anything more. I know they did some things, but they got spun off a bit, so you never know. They may not change at all. But this is today's. Let's put that light on if we can. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So it'll dry, and I'll show you the next video I make. I'll show the dried results. Its composition is a bit kooky, but that's always an issue for me. I'm getting there, guys. I'm trying. I'm using the real things, the real tools, the real products, the real paints, the real canvases. The only thing is the knowledge and the experience. That takes time. So, but I'm glad I used a good canvas for this one. I think it's really cool. I think my doctor might like it. I don't know. Might have to do some after work with some paints. There's some areas I might like now, like this white thing, that might have to change. Anyway, it's got so many colors, I can do whatever I want. Thanks for watching, and may winter come just in time for Winterlude, because it hasn't snowed at all in Ottawa. It's really sad. Okay, bye guys. I love you. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Like everyone else says, you never know. I love you.